Hi! Today we're going to show you how to play Bucks, your money game. 3, 4, or 5-player games are best, but 2 and 6-player games are possible. For this demo, I'll use a 2-player game. Okay, here's how you set it up. Each player gets 4 white chips worth $5 each, 3 silver chips worth $10 each, 1 gold chip worth $50, and 1 black chip worth $100. Red chips, $1,000. To pick who goes first, all players take a card. The highest number goes first. If there's a winning tie, the tied players keep drawing until one player gets a higher card. The first player shuffles the deck, making sure the purple Bucks cards are separated. Then 3 cards are dealt face up, in turn, on the table to each player. If a purple Bucks card is dealt, put it back into the deck and deal another card in its place. After dealing, place the deck back in the tray, number side up. The cards and chips remain on the table in spreads in front of their owners. This is their property. The objective is to have the most Bucks chips when the game ends. This is a Bucks card. Notice it has a suit and shape. There are 16 sets of 3 identical cards in the deck. You're trying to collect cards in your spread to make matching 3-card sets and sell them back to the game for more chips. On your turn, you may draw, sell, or trade. Any of these moves ends your turn. If you decide to draw, take 3 cards from the deck, turning them over one at a time, and put them at an open space on the table. Those cards do not belong to you. Put the cards facing you so other players will know who drew them. If you want to bid for the drawn set of cards, start the bidding.
20.
If you don't want them, pass.
50.
The player to your
70,
left either
90,
bids or passes
95.
for the 3 drawn cards. The bidding continues round and round until there is a highest bidder who takes all 3 cards and either pays the bank if he or she drew the cards or pays another player if that other player drew the cards. If more than one player wants cards from the same drawn set, the bidding can go quite high. After a player has taken the cards and either paid the bank or paid another player, that turn is over. The next player is always to the left of the player who just paid the bank or got paid chips. If you sell, select any number of 3-card matching sets, show all players, and deposit the sold cards on the game tray face up. Another player then counts the chips from the game and gives them to you. Perfect sets matching both suit and shape pay an automatic $500 or $1,000. We'll get back to that later. Mixed sets matching either a suit or a shape and are worth a total of chips on their other sides. After you sell your 3-card sets and have been paid, your turn is over. The player to your left takes a turn. If you trade, you're probably trading for a card in another player's spread to match a card in your spread to make a set. If you see a card you need, simply take it and replace it with a card from your own spread. The other player has no say. But if the card in the other player's spread is protected, you can't touch it. A card is protected when both the suit and the shape on the card appear on other cards in the player's spread. So in this case, this card is protected since both its suit and its shape appear on other cards in the spread. After your trade, your turn is over. If on your turn you don't want to sell or you can't trade, you must draw 3 cards and put them up for bid. Those 3 purple cards? Well, they're timer counter cards and are never taken into spreads. When one is drawn, slip it under the tray and take another card in its place. When the first Bucks card is drawn, it's just a reminder that time is passing. When the second Bucks card is drawn, slip it under the tray and draw another card. The second Bucks card means that the game is now paying double. So perfect sets, instead of getting 500, get 1,000. And mixed sets get the double the chip totals on their backs. When the third Bucks card is drawn, the game pauses. All cards not owned are reshuffled to become the next draw deck. Be sure again to separate the 3 purple cards before shuffling. Put the shuffle deck in the tray and resume play with the player who just drew the third Bucks card before the pause, continuing to draw 3 fresh cards. The game ends when the third Bucks card is drawn in the third draw deck played. All cards are then worthless, and the player with the most bucks chips is the winner. Oh yes, two things. If you start your turn with no chips, you can take $100 and skip your turn or play without chips. And if you start your turn with no cards, you can draw 3 cards and keep them without a bid, or put them up for bid. Your choice. And that's how Bucks is played.